Hello and welcome to another Crack of Dawn episode of the Nobody Asked for This podcast. Now, I do apologize. I clicked the record button on my own free will. No one was forcing me to do this. There's not a producer present, obviously. I feel like you'd be able to tell with the quality. Still me in my car on my phone. But the apology was I realized I wanted to take a sip of water. So I'm going to do that, even though I know, the order in which I did that made no sense. I should have taken a sip of water, then started podcasting. So, apologies, but I do just need some water. So just give me, 2 seconds, okay? Okay. We're better. How's everyone's week been? I hope everyone's been doing well. Like I said, it is a crisp 6:17 a.m. people. Actually, now it's 6:18, but when you first heard from me, it was 6:17. I'm just sitting here, I feel like this is the second or third car episode in a row. This is also the first Wednesday in a couple weeks where it's not a holiday. And let me just say, I don't know what my stance on the matter was a week ago, but obviously, I never want to complain. We love a holiday. We love a reason to get together, to celebrate. I was getting to a point with these holidays where I needed a holiday from the holiday. Not in a sense, not the movie. I could watch that in March. Not in the sense of I need a break after I get from vacation. Do you know the people that go on vacation and then it's Monday? And you've been working the whole time that they've been gone. And everyone deserves their time off. But they'll come back and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm just so tired. I just need a vacation for my vacation. Now, I'm sure that is true. I'm sure it is exhausting. But it's almost okay, are we being for real? A vacation from your vacation. I've officially turned into one of those people. And I didn't even go on vacation. I just stayed home. But I just need, I think I needed routine and structure back. So I'm happy to say we are firmly in January, which is kind of the month of routine and structure. I feel however I lived my fall will tell me how I will live from January to April. Because I pretty much hibernate during those months. And you'd never know. It's more of a mental hibernation. Truly wake me up May, June, January, February, March, leave me sleeping. And again, not in a physical sense, in more of a metaphorical sense. I'm just kind of floating, January, February, March. I'm on holiday, as you could say. But then, April, maybe creak open the door. Okay, so do you know when it's Christmas morning, which it was a couple weeks ago, I think exactly 2 weeks ago. When you're is it too early to wake everyone up for presents, or you want to wake up your parents. So you kind of just creak open the door, just to see, it's too early. It's 3:00 in the morning. You're obviously not going to get your presents, but you sort of just creak open the door, maybe with your foot, just to see are they awake anyway? If I make a little bit of noise, it's all okay. New analogy. When you're on a plane, which I actually haven't been on many planes, but you're in the middle row and you need to get up, but the person beside you is sleeping, and you kind of just in your head you play this game of okay, I'm gonna give them 10 minutes. I'm not gonna think of this as a problem for 10 minutes, because I do have to pee a little bit. I did accept the complimentary ginger ale, and the coffee, which apparently is made with water that no one should be drinking. But again, I don't fly too often, so that's not really a problem for me. But praying for all of you that do. So you're okay, I don't want to have to awake this stranger next to me. So let's give it 10 minutes, maybe, the universe will work as magic and this person will wake up. And then it's the 11th, and then it's always 10 minutes becomes 15 when you don't want to do something. That they should put that on a mug and sell it at Marshall's. So then at around 15-minute mark, you're okay, let me maybe just start making noise. You don't want to be rude, but let me just start maybe I have my laptop out. Let's just start drafting an email at a bit of a faster rate. maybe you paid for the complimentary Wi-Fi. So you start typing, I'm doing ASMR. And that doesn't work. And it's like, okay, well, now I really have to pee because I've since accepted 3 more rounds of the complimentary, soda offerings. Because why wouldn't you? Even if you don't want it, you have to take it because it's probably like in the price somewhere. But now it's put you in a situation where you have to choose waking up a stranger and essentially peeing in your airplane seat. So it's like kind of an obvious choice. I'm kind of a people pleaser, so I'd flip a coin in that scenario. But I digress. So then you start sort of doing a shuffle where like, oops, maybe my arm like brushed your seat. Like you're obviously not going to touch a stranger, but like you maybe try and like maybe hit their armrest a little bit. Hope they wake up. Anyway, I almost forgot why I brought this up, but I didn't. It was almost for a reason because I actually do remember. Because that type of slowly waking someone up is what I would like you to do April 1st. And this is not a joke. This is not April Fool's. But like April 1st, I'm going to slowly, like just see if I'm awake, When May comes around, that's when you start doing the armrest technique of like, hello, hello, hello. I would say May 15th, you can start doing like maybe, I don't even know. How do you wake someone up? Like maybe you say to the person next to you, like, oh, I really have to pee. Hoping maybe they can hear that. Like maybe they're just like fake sleeping because they don't want to talk as well. Listen, you don't know what other people are going through. I always do wonder that. Anytime I'm in a conversation where I'm like, we could wrap this up. I'm like, are they... Like, am I to them who they are to me? I don't know why I'm speaking like Shakespeare at 6:25 a.m. Or I sound like the SATs, which I haven't taken, but I've heard of. But when you run into someone at Costco, or it doesn't have to be Costco, it can be Walmart or wherever, and you look at them and they kind of look at you, and you have this moment of, we are just gonna pretend we didn't see each other. And truly, I get more joy and feel more bonded to that person than I ever would stopping and having a conversation with them, because that's honest. It's like, I see you, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, we don't need to spend 10 minutes talking about how Timmy is doing in soccer and how, Stella is doing art. Like, do you care about me? Do I care about you? I don't wish harm. I don't. But like, we don't have to do this whole dance, because there's nothing worse than when you are doing the dance and you're just sitting there being like, do they care? Because in our heads, at least to me, it's always like, I'm trying to get out of the conversation, but whoever I'm talking to is so enthralled by what I'm saying. Like, they just couldn't get out of there. Like, they just want to extend the conversation as long as possible. But then I think like, oh no, they probably don't want to be talking to me either. And again, I don't want to sound rude. It's not a don't want, but like, the chicken strips I bought in bulk, like, they're thawing, and I can't have bulk chicken strips soggy. I just can't. It's very upsetting to me. Anyway, what else did I do this week? I don't know if I really closed the loop on whatever I was talking about there. Oh, yeah. Basically, you won't hear from me emotionally until probably end of May, closer to June. And not really because I'm a summer person, because I'm not. I'm a winter clothes person. I love a hoodie. I love pants. Like, I'm not really... I don't like the beach. I don't really see the point. No, I see the point. It just doesn't appeal to me. Like, I've never been like, oh, let's go to the beach. My favorite part of the beach would be like the picnic that we brought. Like, if we brought like a sandwich and like maybe like a dip of some sort, like a hummus situation. But other than that, it's like, what are we just going to stare at the water? Like, I can't relax, I think, is what I'm trying to say, which you could argue is a positive thing for the Nobody Asked for this podcast, because anything to keep my to-do list a bit fuller, I'm all for. If I spend an hour, 2 hours a week talking, and then, obviously I have to do the writing of the description that I'm sure no one reads, and then put up the YouTube videos that minimal people watch. If I didn't have those 2 hours filled with those activities, who knows what I would be doing? Who knows what havoc I would be wreaking? Not that I reek, but anyway, I'm just just sitting here with my coffee. Speaking of not being able to relax, I went to watch a movie or a TV show or something. Maybe had a rough week and was ready to kind of relax, rewind, settle down. Within 10 minutes, I went from watching one movie to the first episode of one show to the middle of a movie that I'd already seen to starting a completely new movie on a new streaming service that I had just started a free trial for, to chopping a cucumber in the kitchen, all within 10 minutes. From having the idea of starting a movie to chopping a cucumber, and I made what I hope is going to be a delicious peanut sauce, because as we all know, peanut butter is my, everything, kind of, especially recently. Peanut butter, granola, Greek yogurt, a yogurt parfait. Anyone who missed last week, which was a lot of people, I saw the numbers. I'm just kidding. But my New Year's resolution for 2025 is to make a yogurt parfait just once. I'm not going to be a farm person. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We need farmers. Literally need. How else are we supposed to eat? But, I don't think I'm going to be the people on Instagram that are, drinking raw milk and, all of that. But, not yet, at least. But I will be making one yogurt parfait by December 31st, 2025. And knowing me, it will probably be made on December 31st, 2025. So I should make sure that I clear my calendar for that day. No one invite me to a New Year's party, because I will be doing either one of two things. I'll be either trying to read through my Goodreads goal using my nephew's Peppa Pig books. They're really nice and short. It's just a quick story. Add to Goodreads, 5 stars, move to the next one. Or be making my yogurt parfait. I feel like granola you can make really fast. What flavor granola should I do? Granola you can make really fast. What else did I want to make? Peanut butter, you just put that in a food processor. So the only time that would really take would be the 10 minutes it takes. And then, if I needed to purchase a food processor, there'd be a couple days kind of shipping time, especially during the holidays. But then I feel like the yogurt, it might need some time to cool, which if your recipe needs a cooling time, no offense, I'm probably not the person for the recipe, because I have absolutely no patience. Honestly, the only complaint that I have about peanut butter that I could really ever have is there is a couple days of prep work in terms of making it a better, kind of consistency. You either have to have it refrigerated for a couple days, especially the natural peanut butters where the oil separates. You either have to have it upside down for a little bit, a day or two to get the bottom to become the top, if that makes sense. So the oil that would be at the top when you opened it would be at the bottom, and then you mix it and it's a lot easier to mix. Or apparently someone told me if you put it sideways in the fridge, it clumps together. But I feel like I put it in the fridge upside down before stirring it. And I feel like it took a while for the peanut butter to be fully incorporated. The peanut butter and the oil to be fully incorporated, because I don't know, I just feel like it didn't mix properly until it had fully loosened. Anyway, all of that to say, December 31st, 2025, free yogurt bowls for everybody. I guess I could have it was as easy and as hard as that. But yes, I'll update everybody on my cucumber salad with the peanut sauce next week. I did put a little bit of soy sauce. I put a little bit of sriracha. I think I put a dab of, what is that? Rice wine vinegar? Because why not? I did end up adding a little bit of water because it was like really thick. And it was more of a dip than like a salad dressing. And I'm starting to feel like I should have added like more of the soy sauce, but then I didn't want it to be too salty because I think my peanut butter was salted. So this is really all stuff that I could work out on my own free time. But anyway, I'm still sitting in the car. I'm drinking my German chocolate cake K-cup, what a Keurig pod thing. For anyone that doesn't know, in December I bought a German chocolate cake. I bought a variety pack of the Keurig pods, or whatever they're called. And one of the 3 flavors was German chocolate cake. And it put me on this whole journey because, one, I did not know what German chocolate cake was. I had heard of it, but I didn't know that there was coconut in it. So when I went to make my first cup of German chocolate cake Keurig, I was like, what is this coconut I'm tasting? And I love coconut. Well, we're going to get to coconut. But I love coconut. But it tasted, specifically, I believe the quote was, it tasted like 2012. Do you know, like 2012, when like coconut became like the flavor? That's what it tasted like. And that was kind of my heyday. Like, I think 2013, I look back on that, and I think that's where I peaked. I can't provide any examples. I don't know what happened that year. But it feels like a good year. 2013 to me, it feels comforting. Life was easy. Relatively, life is still easy, but anyway, I was drinking the first cup of this coffee, and I was like, why does this taste like coconut? And it led me down a whole rabbit hole, and I learned that there is in fact coconut in German chocolate cake. I thought that was beautiful. And then I ordered a full pack of the German chocolate cake. And I have to say, it doesn't taste as good. It's the same brand, the same everything. I just feel like maybe the beans were fresher in the variety pack. Like maybe the German chocolate cake flavor isn't as fresh. Now, anyone who's an actual like coffee drinker, coffee connoisseur, I don't like that word. It confuses me sometimes when English words, it's like we use it in as if it's an English word, like just in English. Like I wasn't being ironic saying connoisseur, like that's a word people use, but it's technically French, I believe. Like there's a few words like that, or at least terms where like for some reason it's just been like fully integrated into English. So like when we say like, oh, in lieu of, like apparently that's French for in place of, but like I think it's in like the English dictionary, but it's not an English word. But then also like, isn't all language derivative, at least English, like derived from another language? I don't know what I'm talking about. What was I talking about? German chocolate cake? So I'm drinking my German chocolate cake. It's not as good. Also, I've been having some taste issues as mentioned previously. This kind of whole section here is just sort of a recap of what you've missed on. And that's what you missed on the Nobody Asked for This podcast. Do I have any new updates? Okay, yes. So I talked about granola last week. Again, me doing recaps. But I actually bought some new granola since I've last talked. And by bought, I mean almost finished an entirely new bag. The Elizabeth granola, they keep doing amazing work. I think I talked about the cookie granola last time. I have since re-upped the supply. I got 2 new ones. I got a double chocolate chip cookie granola and an oatmeal raisin cookie, like an oatmeal raisin cookie granola. Now, if you are able to find these, I say go for it. Speaking of coconut, I haven't opened the oatmeal raisin one because I want to do like kind of one at a time to get the full experience, even though I do have a Costco bag that was purchased, I think 8 days ago, that is almost done. Like I've gone through almost a full Costco bag and then almost a full shorter bag in the span of a week. Like I don't know how to. I have no excuse. Like I have no need to give an excuse. You know, this is me. But the double chocolate granola is so good, and it is very reminiscent and pairs very well. I'm like a wine connoisseur. A wine, what is that called? What's that other French word? A wine sommelier, but I'm instead of pairing wine and cheese, I'm pairing stale K-cups with granola. Because in the granola, the chocolate cookie one, it's obviously chocolate flavored. And I'm not like the biggest chocolate person. Like I like chocolate, I'll eat it. Especially in conjunction with peanut butter. But that's not like it's not like my top 5 ice cream flavors or anything. Actually, peanut butter chocolate would be, so I guess that's inaccurate. But this cookie granola is made with coconut oil or coconut sugar or there's coconut involved. And Elizabeth does let you know that on the package. So if you're not someone who's into coconut, like you would know, like, okay, maybe stay away from this. But you get that hint of coconut and then the chocolate. And like there's like the clusters of the granola are different sizes. And you just put it on yogurt. Or if you're me, you like put it next to yogurt, which is also in a bowl like next to peanut butter. For some reason, I think I talked about this last week again, so I'm doing a recap. But I'm not a person who's like food can't touch. Like I love a bowl. I love mixing everything together, getting different flavors. But I think since I've had my taste issues, I find myself separating things more, especially with the Greek yogurt, because I really I have to put so much energy into trying to taste things that like if I mix it all together, it just tastes like I'm just like eating nothing. And then I don't get the flavors of, that I don't get the full flavor profile that, Elizabeth granola intended. I don't know what the full name is. Which I have so many bags around me, so I think it's purely Elizabeth. I think if you type in Elizabeth granola, like you'll either get exactly that or like nothing close to it. But it's just very good. But yeah, I won't get the flavors that Elizabeth intended. I won't get the flavors that, the teddy bear on the jar of Teddy's peanut butter will get, or Adam of Adam's peanut butter intended me to get. Or honestly, I came to this realization the other day, like, I could just eat plain Greek yogurt. Like, regular, no sweetener, no honey. Like, I could sit down and eat Greek yogurt and be happy. Now, I do sort of maintain my stance from last week, again with the recap, that it tastes slightly like a sore throat. Like, you kind of get... It's a simulation of strep throat a little bit after you have just like especially plain Greek yogurt. I've experimented a little bit recently with like putting like a drizzle of honey. I actually quite enjoy honey. Just like a drizzle over top of the Greek yogurt and like so. Okay, so I'll have like a bowl, and then I'll do kind of like, that peace sign situation, or like the tray or the bowl you give a toddler where it has like the 3 sections. I'll do Greek yogurt. I don't have that bowl, but like I'll pretend that I do. I'll have the Greek yogurt, I'll have the granola, and then peanut butter, and then I'll drizzle the honey just like sort of toward the middle, but on the Greek yogurt, and then a little bit on the granola, and then I sort of leave the peanut butter off to the side and use that more as a dip, just in case anyone was wondering. Especially the bigger clusters of granola, I'll sometimes just pick up with my hand and then like dip it in the peanut butter. Maybe we do a little dip into the Greek yogurt. I love a platter. I was thinking about this the other day, like if I, what my last meal would be, like before they send me to the chair or whatever. Now, if I was thinking of how I want it to feel, like I don't want to, like, do I want to have heartburn, in my last moments? I don't know. But if I took away like what the impact of the food would be, I would probably have some sort of like a chicken cutlet, or like a sandwich, but like a warm sandwich, like a chicken cutlet sandwich, like a panini with obviously like we'd have to do a dessert of like a Greek yogurt peanut butter bowl, or just like peanut butter ice cream. Like peanut butter would have to be involved somehow. Apples and peanut butter. Maybe oatmeal. I started eating oatmeal again this past week, and it's one of those things where I'll have it every once in a while, And I'm like, why did I ever stop eating this? That kind of is, I feel like oatmeal is kind of associated with like strictly breakfast or strictly like 2-year-olds. But no, there's like, start eating oatmeal, bring oatmeal back. And like porridge oatmeal, like obviously overnight oats people love. I love an overnight oat. If I was better at planning, I would eat more overnight oats. But like something about like a nice warm bowl. I'm gonna call it porridge. A nice warm bowl of porridge, again with obviously peanut butter. You can put a little bit of granola on top if you like, and I have. Which is it's like grain on grain, so it's like maybe it's not necessary, but it definitely adds some crunch. Speaking of granola, my only question with granola is I feel like I get a lot of, I see a lot of like, oh, and then you can put granola on top of your smoothie. I'm not against that. Granola on a smoothie bowl is perfect. But like when we're putting just straight granola on our morning smoothies or our afternoon smoothies, like what is the technique? Like are you sipping it and then just like picking up the granola with your hands, or is it like are you trying to get, like, do you know when you would get a hot chocolate and then you're like sort of like sipping it without a lid, but then sort of eating the whipped cream on top as well, or like marshmallows, like, because granola, it doesn't really float, it just kind of sits at the top. Or do you just drink your smoothie and then you have some like soggy, smoothie flavored granola, which does not sound bad. Again, I'm open to all possibilities. I just didn't fully understand. Like when Elizabeth told me to do that on the back of the bag, I was just like a little bit confused. But so open to like what she meant, I'm listening and learning. But yeah, keep eating porridge, people. Or start, like continue, start, restart, like whatever kind of your narrative with porridge oatmeal was before. Okay, you know what it was? I think I'm going to get very scientific here. I think with the upward trend of air fryers and the downward spiral of the microwave, like I feel like people don't trust microwaves as much. It's probably less common for people to make oatmeal because you can't make like a lot of the things that you would put in a microwave, you can just put it in an air fryer. Like the air fryer is a miracle worker. It will like resurrect your food. It's Easter every day in the kitchen. But it kind of is a downward spiral though, because then you start air frying everything. Like if you try hard enough, like day 1 you're air frying potatoes, day 12 you're like TV remote is in the air fryer. Like it can get dark. I got to a dark place in the first month of my air fryer. I've since come out of it and like we found a healthy balance, but the air fryer could completely replace the microwave except for porridge and oatmeal. Which I don't know if it's because I'm stupid, but I didn't fully realize you can totally just like get hot water and pour that into your oats and like it'll cook it. Like you don't really need the microwave. Also, before I go, because I unfortunately do have to go do a job that like, fiscally is a bit more recoup. I get more. But that would totally be me, like be late because I'm, recording my hobby podcast and then like it negatively impacts like the job that pays. But anyway, I've noticed a change in myself in that I used to like thicker oatmeal, but then smooth peanut butter. But now I find myself wanting like a runnier oatmeal, but like only chunky peanut butter. So I don't know if it's the moon. I don't know if it's my zodiac. Like I don't know what happened. I guess the zodiac doesn't change, but like I think be open to change. I was open to change. I had a runnier porridge one time and I thought, this is delicious. And then I had a chunkier peanut butter very recently and I thought, why would you get smooth? Now I respect people who like the opposites of both of those, but I don't know. I think it's good to just like try new things. Maybe the thing that you're scared to try, not that I was scared to try it, but it's just, it's a big commitment buying a jar of peanut butter, because then you have to finish it. Not that I have a problem with that these days, but there should be more like samples. They have to figure that out. Like Costco, I could talk about Costco all day long. They really get it right. Like let me try. Although I had a horrid experience the other day. I went to make a frozen meal, which is my version of cooking. Like if it's a frozen meal, like I still cooked. But I went to make a frozen meal, and I opened the package, and I'm not going to say where it's from, but like we all know where I shop. Joe is a bit of a traitor. That's your hint. And it was fully open. Like the box was, I don't know that the cardboard box was open. It looked a little bit open, but like, do you know when to make a frozen meal, like when you cook a frozen meal, because I'm a chef, you have to like puncture the film. The film was completely ripped off, and it was freezer burnt in the inside. So what I'm getting at is I think they have to make a way that you can kind of sample stuff in the grocery stores a little bit. But maybe they shouldn't, because I think someone tried to sample my Trader Joe's frozen meal and then like didn't like it and then just left it on the shelf. So maybe that's not the way to go about it. But maybe we can brainstorm. Anyway, I do have to go. Apologies if I didn't like fully close the loop on everything. I just had, I had a lot going on. It's now 6:52. I hope everybody has a great day. If you like what you heard, which, 50, I can't imagine you're running to hear more of this, but you can go to podcastnobodyaskforthis.podbean.com. On there, you can find links to our website. Or no, on the website, you'll find links. You can just listen to the episodes on there, or links to our Spotify and Apple Podcasts and a couple other places. No pressure, but if you do, I appreciate it. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. And have some Greek yogurt. Just try it on its own. I promise, like, it's not what we think. Your mouth will feel like you have strep. But maybe it's a cure for strep. It is kind of flu season. Anyway, goodbye.